I'm back. Hey guys, it's me. It's Queen Onset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. Smack the bell next to it. I'm gonna try to remember everything I'm supposed to say, okay? Give this video a like, please, please, please. Comment in the comment section. And let's see, stick around to the end so you can hear all the great stuff that I'm getting ready to tell you. And oh, if you need anything, if you want to get a reading done, if you want to contact me, if you want to get some Ask an Aquarius or Archangel Michael merchandise, underneath this video, I always put all the information. My email address, my social media, everything is there. Okay? So, hi. I have missed you guys so much. The last time I did a video, I think was in January. And some of you already know what happened, either all of it or some of it. So I'm going to just give you a really quick summary really fast, okay? So, in the beginning of January, I had to spend all my money, basically. I have been paying for my legal fees. Some of you already know I'm in Costa Rica, and I'm paying for residency. So it's a long legal process that took all of my savings, okay? So during the time that you're going through your legal process, you don't have medical insurance in the country. You have to pay for everything out of pocket. Now, being as though the medical situation here is not the same as it is in the States, it's affordable. You know, it's not, it's not going to be $20,000 for a bag of saline drip and aspirin. You know, it's pretty much affordable. It's money, but it's affordable. So, I was like, okay, so I gotta basically try to not get sick, right? So I had spent all my money, and then February 1st, the first week, I got sick. And because I only had $97 in my account left over from paying for the fees, I was like, shit, you know? So I haven't been sick in years. The last time I was seriously sick was about 7 years ago. I've been dehydrated. I've had some allergy issues. I've been exhausted, but really sick. I usually catch it. My immune system is pretty good, so I usually catch it before it turns into something. I take something, herbs, echinacea, vitamin C, something, and I knock it out. You know, my immune system is pretty cooperative. So this time, it wasn't. I got food poisoning, which I guess really doesn't count, as far as like, if I had known, well, I don't think it was much I could have done is the bottom line. I was trying to think of what I could have done, but I didn't, it was nothing really. So anyway, so I get sick and I'm like, shoot, I'm trying not to spend my money. So I'm going to treat myself, okay? So I've had food poisoning before. Everybody's had food poisoning. So I knew how to treat it from the last time I had it. So I'm treating the food poisoning and I'm getting better, then I'm getting worse. I'm getting better, then I'm getting worse. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? So the treatment would make me feel better for like a couple hours or even a whole day, and then I would feel bad again. And it kept going up and down, up and down, up and down. So then the second week, because I'm going to try to tell this story without being too gross. The second week, everything stopped coming out from that way and started coming out this way. And I'm like, okay, so I went from one thing to the next. So when that happened, I started to Google what could possibly be wrong with me. So I was Googling, and a good friend of mine who's friends with a doctor was asking the doctor at the same time, like telling him my symptoms and what's going on with me. So the doctor towards the end of the week was like, she's been sick too long. She has to see a doctor, And I already have a doctor here, but I didn't have the money. Okay? So I was like, oh, shit, you know? So I was really sick, and it was nothing else I could do. And I have never felt so scared and vulnerable in my life, because y'all know me. I take care of myself. I'm Aquarius. I pride myself on being independent. I pride myself on taking care of myself. And when something is wrong with me, I generally don't tell anybody. I just handle it. So nobody knew I was sick. People knew I didn't feel good, but like to the extent that I was sick, two people were aware. And of course my friend, so that's the third person. And even like one of the two, which is my daughter, didn't know to what extent I was sick. I learned a long time ago, and I hate to say this, but it's the truth. My family, when something goes wrong with you, they are more likely to talk shit about you. They might help you a lot sometimes. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. But the point is that they gonna talk shit first, and sometimes they talk shit and it still don't help. So I learned as a young girl to just handle things on my own, and not to tell people when shit was wrong with me, so I could be the next topic of conversation at the fucking barbecue. You know what I'm saying? I hate that shit. So I grew to not tell people when things are wrong with me. I just deal with them. So I knew I had to go to the doctor. I knew I didn't have the money. And I didn't have anybody that I really trusted to ask to help me, you know? And I was so vulnerable and so scared. And usually I can work. I can do a sale on readings or something like that, and I can get up money I need if I need, anything. But in this case, I couldn't. I couldn't concentrate. I couldn't focus. I couldn't do readings. My job even gave me off. My job never gives me off. My job, if I get arrested, will come bail me out so I can come back to work. Okay? My job is about it. They was like, yeah, you sound awful. You need to stay in the bed. My job was like, mm-mm. So that Saturday morning, I got up and I was like, I have to go. My fever was awful, and I had a fever for a couple days at that point, and I knew I was trying to break it, but I couldn't break it. And I was like, I can't break this fever. I'm not getting better. I got to do something. So Goddess was, with me the whole time. And she was like, you need to ask for donations. And I didn't want to. I mean, people give me donations all the time. People give me gifts. I'm getting ready to do a video about the beautiful gifts that people gave me for my birthday that I haven't even been able to open because I was sick. So these gifts have sat in this chair, since February. And I'm now healthy enough, to move around and do stuff. And I didn't want to. It's like, okay, people give me donations. I appreciate them. But I don't want to have to ask anybody for anything. I hate that. And Goddess was like, well, you gotta do what you gotta do, dog. And so I put out a message. That I was really sick and I needed some help. And I was broke and I needed donations. And everybody I know that really cares about me started sending money. Family members, friends, and most of all, my subscribers. My subscribers, my followers on Instagram, my followers on Facebook. And y'all saved me. Y'all saved my life, because if I would have had that fever too long, we would probably not be having this conversation. My doctor keeps telling me that, like I said, I wasn't knocking on heaven's door. I was down the street though. But when I put that message out, and I left. I just left. I put the message on all my social medias, and I got dressed and I went to the doctor's office. And I knew that when he was finished, whatever he was going to do, I had to pay him. So It was 8:30 in the morning. The lady on the phone told me the office opened at 9. Come to find out, it didn't open until 9:30. But she spoke Spanish and I don't speak that much, so it could have been my fault. So I get there at 8:30 and I'm sitting there waiting. I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to wait for the doctor, because either they're going to fix me or they're going to send me where I need to be fixed. And I saw my doctor. Now, mind you, I haven't seen him in 3 years. I haven't been sick. The last time I saw him, he adjusted my prescription and I haven't seen him since. So I'm sitting there. I saw him walk up and it was so crazy, y'all. I have this taco blanket. It's right next to me. It looks like a big circular burrito, right? So I had it around me because the fever had me hot, then it had me cold, then it had me hot, then it had me cold. So I'm sitting there with the taco blanket around me, and my doctor walks up, and I'm sitting on a bench, and I said his name, and I'm like, "Can you please help me? I feel awful." And he looked at me, the look on his face. You know how you find a puppy dog and it's all beat up and hungry and wounded? That's the look he had on his face, like, like, oh. And he was like, yeah. And he took me in, and he did. He doctored me up and put me back together. He gave me an IV, and he just worked on me all day. I was there all day. And he's a Scorpio. For those of you who may be wondering, my doctor is a Scorpio. My doctor's a Scorpio, and my daughter's a Scorpio. And they're the two that took care of me. So the Scorpios brought me back to life. So Scorpios, much love, okay? Much love always. So anyway, he doctored me back up. He take me back together. And when it was time to leave, like, I got there at 8:30. I didn't leave till like 5 p.m. And when it was time to leave, I went to my phone to see how much money I had, because now I got to pay him, And when I got there, it was like $10 in there, And I was like, okay, so how much can I actually, give him? And I went to my PayPal, and I had enough to pay him everything. From $10 to enough to pay him everything. I think I owed him like $350. It was something like that. And I don't even think he charged me like for everything, because I think he could have charged me a lot more. But that's what it was. It was like $350, and I needed like $100 in medications, prescriptions. So I pulled out my card and I paid him, and I felt so humbled in that moment, because I just was like, I couldn't take care of myself, and other people stepped up to take care of me, and it was so humbling. It was crazy. And then I left and came back home, and the next morning I got up and I went and got all the medicine. Guys, it was like 5 antibiotics, a painkiller, fever reducer, because my fever was still like 100 degrees when I left. It had not broken yet. I was better when I left, but my fever was still raging. So that next day, which was Sunday, I went and got all my medicine, and I did everything my doctor said. He told me what to do, and I had texted him and told him, because I had a problem getting one of the prescriptions. And he was like, take your medicine, take it on time. And he gave me a diet. Crazy, restrictive, can't eat nothing diet. It was an awful diet. But I did it. He said, as long as you're taking that medicine, which was about 15 days, stay on this diet. So for the next 15 days, I stayed on my diet. I really wasn't able to eat very much. So for the first 3 weeks, I barely ate. The first 2 weeks, I didn't eat at all. The third week, I ate a little bit. And he told me, stay on this diet, take the medicine. But my stomach was empty, so I had to take the medicine on an empty stomach. And that's when I noticed like I could not stay awake. Like that medicine was a 1-2 punch, man. So I would wake up to take the meds and I would fall right back to sleep. So the fever finally broke. I finally started eating and I started climbing back up, slowly but surely. On March 7th, I was able to go back to work, and I spent that time until last week working pretty much part time because I had a lot of stuff to do. You can imagine my work had piled up. I had readings to do. I had spells to do. I had people to call. I had an interview with this lady that I had to reschedule. I had so much. I had video ideas that I was working on. I had so much going on. And while I was sick, I just wasn't coherent enough, long enough to work on anything. So I went back to work on the 7th at part time, and they didn't want me to overdo it, and I could see why, because I was exhausted. When I went back to work part time, I would work from 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. That's my morning shift when I teach English classes. After that shift, I was exhausted. I couldn't even do nothing else. I had to go back to sleep. So it was weeks of that. It was weeks of working at half mast. And last week was the first week I was awake all day. And my energy was normal, you know? And then this week, you know, coming today is only Monday, but I feel amazing today. So it took me all that time to be sick, fall down, and get back up. So I just want to thank all of you who helped save my life. This was a group project and I was the project. And I couldn't even help. Usually when I was in school, I was the one that did the group projects, you know? Everybody else would be fooling around. I would do the project because I wanted an A. So I would get us all an A, you know? But I want to thank everybody. The people that sent thoughts. Even if you just thought, I hope Queen's okay. You know, people sent me messages on my birthday. People sent me messages throughout, but especially on my birthday, I got messages, I got gifts. You know, good friends, even people here stopped by, and I just want to thank everybody. The people that sent money, you directly saved my life. You directly paid for me to get the things I needed to get to be okay. Also, rent was due during that time, and that also went towards that. So you not only paid for me to be alive, but you paid for me to recuperate in a bed versus out in the gutter somewhere, you know? And I'm grateful for every last bit of it. I'm grateful for the donations. I'm grateful for the prayers. I'm grateful for the gifts, the messages. I'm just so grateful that y'all cared about me. And I know that y'all do because we talk all the time and we care about each other. But I was so vulnerable and I had nothing and no one, and y'all stepped up. And y'all gave more than people, like the people I know gave, but y'all are a bigger group. So more came from y'all. And I just want to thank you guys because it means the world to me. And I love y'all so much. And I'm just so grateful. And I'm destroying my eye makeup right now. But I just wanted y'all to know that I am so grateful for you guys helping me and saving me at a time when I had nothing. I had no energy. I had nothing. I had no energy. I had no money. You know, I had no means of taking care of myself. And, you know, I'm grateful to my doctor because he is an angel. He is an angel. I mean, if y'all would have seen him look on his face when he looked at me, he was just an angel. And I want to thank my daughter. My daughter waited on me hand and foot because I was so weak from not eating that I couldn't stand up. Like when I had to get up to go to the bathroom, I had to hold onto the mattress and then hold onto a chair that I placed near the mattress and then hold onto the wall, you know. I was exhausted. I had no energy. My muscle mass, I think, even had like gone down, because like when I couldn't walk good when I did walk, like I said. And my daughter waited on me hand and foot. She had to cut my bagels for me and put them in the toaster, and I mean, like, everything. She had to do everything, you know. And it's so funny because, you know, she told me that, you know, I'm always the strong one, and I'm like, well, you know, when I fall down, you're the one that picks me up, so you must be strong too, you know. So I just want to thank you guys. And I, it's no way for me ever to be able to repay you other than to pay it forward. And that term, pay it forward, some of you are familiar with it, but what it means is to help others in the same way when those opportunities arise. I believe that's how God, Goddess, the universe, Buddha, your ancestors, angels work through us, you know? So I'm not going to keep you in a forever video. I just wanted to tell you guys thank you and let you know that I'm back. I'm back. I'm back to normal. I'm back to me. And I got some cool stuff to show you. So you guys come back soon because I got a lot more to say. I love you. See you later.